welcome to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. I'm Jemma Gofton with another edition of the programme that aims to make your next cruise or holiday as problem-free and relaxing as possible. So if you have a holiday, cruise or travel-related question, here's how to get in touch. So you can search for us on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for the Holiday and Cruise channel, or you can send your questions to our website www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, or write us a letter. That's the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now, in today's programme, we're talking about cruise holidays with the emphasis on traditional British cruising. What better way to start your holiday than sailing from a variety of ports all over the UK to destinations all over the world? On board, you get home comforts like British entertainment, traditional British and international cuisine, pound sterling currency and daytime activities to get involved in. And here to tell us more is Mike Hall from Cruise Maritime Voyages. Now, welcome, friend of the show, is what I have to say.
Show. Nice to see you, Gemma.
Thank you. Now, let's kick off with the fact that more and more people are taking cruises. It's becoming such a popular holiday and thing to do. But why is that? Why are more people taking a cruise?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Gemma. There's 1.8 million people in the UK choose a cruise now. It's 1 in 9 package holidays is a cruise. The growth, certainly over the last 10 years, has been tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And as you say, well, why is that? And I think that's really down to the fact that there are more opportunities to cruise, more ships, more new ships coming online, travelling to all 4 corners of the world, and it's above all the great value for money that cruising offers people.
Now, we say great value for money, and I think we need to probably explain this to people, because you might be chatting to your agent or having a look through brochures, and when you see that price tag, you could go eek for a cruise, couldn't you? But when we break it down, if you looked at your land-based holiday the year before and all the soft drinks and the meals out and the taking them to a show, that's when it becomes good value for money.
Yeah, exactly. That's very much it. It is a all-inclusive proposition where your accommodation, your transportation, entertainment, food are all included. No matter which cruise line you travel with, those elements will always be included. Some may offer drinks included, or offer you the opportunity of buying a drinks package, so you can max up altogether. But as you say, when you compare that with a land-based holiday, where on top of the holiday you're going to have entertainment to pay for, you may only be on a half-board arrangement, you've got to buy food in the middle part of the day, all these things, and of course you're getting to see a whole variety of destinations all in one holiday. To try and do that on an air basis would start to become extremely expensive.
Exactly. So good value for money is tick. Now we chatted about that more and more people are cruising. Would we say that the age of a cruiser has come down?
The cruise ships they're like hotels. There's something for everyone. Our ships are aimed predominantly at an adult market and will attract people mid-age into their retirement years. There are ships that are suited to a younger audience, and you will find more families on board. So it depends very much which cruise line you choose to travel with. But what we are seeing is that the numbers of people that are turning 50 in the UK now is growing. We'll very soon be in a situation where there are more people over the age of 50 than under the age of 50. And so cruising then becomes a great proposition to those people. I believe the figure is 17,000 people every week in the UK are turning 50.
Gosh.
So the potential size of the market is huge. So yes, it's still predominantly aimed at an adult audience, but we are seeing more people in their 40s, 50s, pre-retirement, trying the cruise option, and not the perceived very retired people that just go on cruises.
I think we've probably answered this. Is there a cruise for everyone, would you say, if you wanted to grandma down to toddler?
There is. In fact, that's something that we've picked up on in asking our customers. And as I said, although our products are generally adult only, we have had numerous customers say, oh, but I would like the opportunity to bring my son and his wife and our grandchildren. So we've selected just a couple of cruises for next year, which we're calling multi-generational, so that people can actually do that. In the same way as you will find people that will want to take their sons and daughters and grandchildren to Disney, for instance. It's the same concept.
It's having that same experience, isn't it?
Enjoying it together.
When I introduced you, we talked about sailing from the UK. What are the benefits?
The benefits, I mean, we say that if we could park our ships at the end of people's gardens, that would be the ultimate convenience for them. We are expanding the number of ports that we use up to 11 UK ports soon, and that means that for majority of people, they can actually get to one of our departure ports within an hour, max 2 hours of where they live. So the convenience factor of that, and then when you get there, check in, walk on board, you're escorted to your cabin, and you're on holiday.
You've missed off the biggest perk. But baggage allowance.
Baggage allowance,
Yeah,
you
and
take what you want.
Just
As
take lots
many
of
shoes as you want, Gemma.
I know. See, that for me is the biggest bonus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess as well, I get a little bit stressed around the airport, if I'm honest. So you're taking that away from people. You know, you can have a leisurely drive to the port. You can take some butties with you. It can be the start of the holiday.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, travelling by air is very stressful now, and you know, they will require you to be there several hours before you depart. As you say, you may have to drive there, park somewhere on the perimeter of the airport, get in a bus. There's all the security, queuing. You know, that is really kept to an absolute minimum. And as I say, once you get on the plane, you've got to fly there. Then you've got that horrible feeling standing by a carousel. Will my luggage come off or not? We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Whereas you leave your case at the port, and next time you see it, it's in your cabin.
It's a bonus, that,
Yeah.
isn't it? Spilling out with shoes, if it's mine.
Absolutely.
Talking about shoes, let's move on to clothes. And I know this makes me sound really fickle, but I'm asking the questions that I think people might want to know. If you've never cruised before, you might not really know, are there formal nights? Do I meet the captain? Do I get dressed up? Am I going to be underdressed? Which is my biggest fear. So what about clothes for a cruise?
Well, generally speaking, think of it like you would do any other holiday. So if the cruise is travelling in the summer to warm destinations, then pack suitable clothing for that. If it's in the winter and maybe we're going to the Northern Lights and it's going to be cold, yes, in fact we do actually you know, have a fact sheet we send to people with what's recommended so they are warm. So you need to bear that in mind. On board the ship, yes, it's generally relaxed, but in the evenings we do have a recommended dress code. So there will be a mix of casual nights what we call formal, which would be such as I've got on today, a lounge suit with or without a tie, cocktail dress for the ladies. And then there will be on every cruise at least one opportunity to dress up on a formal night. That may be with a captain's cocktail party, you know, to be a gala menu. And you don't have to wear a tuxedo. You could wear a lounge suit, that's absolutely fine. But it means those that do enjoy dressing up, and hey, there aren't that many opportunities where you can do that these days, then they can do it.
You mentioned sending an itinerary out, letting people know what to pack and whatever. It strikes me that cruising is very well organised, isn't it? So really nothing is left open to interpretation. You will find out ahead of going if you're going somewhere cold, you're going to need, or you need walking boots, or you need waterproofs, or you know, you just need your bikini. So you get itineraries, you will find out information.
Yeah, you will do, and we send everybody what we call pre-cruise information 2 months before they travel, which really answers all the things that we get questions about regularly. You know, what do I do if I want to take a hairdryer with me? What's the voltage? What happens about duty free? What are the meal times? All of these types of questions that are regular questions, they're all in a fact book that's sent to people 2 months before they travel.
Yeah, it's lovely. We're going to have a quick break and then back for more questions. Now, before we do go to the break, let me tell you about this. It's our first time guide to cruise holidays and it's well worth asking for. It's absolutely free of charge. Just give us a call. 03330 032 216. Calls will be charged at standard national rates. You can also ask for a copy through our website. That's www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. And whilst you're asking for this, we'll take a quick break. See you shortly. Holiday and Cruise Clinic. It's great to have you with us. In today's programme, we're discussing cruising and Mike Hall is still with me. Now, Mike, quick question about, because I'm unsure how this works. Do people book a cruise because of the destination and the exotic places they can see? Or do they book a cruise because they like that particular cruise ship or company? So how does it work?
I think certainly in our case, destination is top of the list. People will be excited by you know, what the cruise itinerary is. Having said that, we have a great many regular customers that like our ships and want to travel on our ships. But for people that perhaps have not cruised with us before, the destination will be the one that attracts them to the product.
So while we're chatting about destinations then, I personally think that cruising has opened up the world a little bit for us because there's maybe a sense of security about visiting places. We wouldn't think, oh, do I need a visa? Have I got the right this? Have I got the right that? So let's talk about exotic destinations that you can actually cruise to nowadays.
Yes, you're right, because with air-based holidays, there's a certain element of restriction in terms of, because you're going to spend quite a long time there needs to be an infrastructure. Whereas with cruising, you can go to places where there needn't be that infrastructure because you're only going to be there perhaps for a day. So you get the taste of somewhere that is somewhat unusual. I mean, for example, we operate a 42-night, 6-week winter cruise to the Amazon.
Wow.
Now, yes, you could go to the Amazon on an air-based holiday, but to actually cruise the Amazon and to stop in some of these very small villages and engage, you know, with local people, trek through the jungle. These are experiences that you can have through cruising that you may not have any other way. So you know, that's one example, the Amazon. But I mean, we cruise, and you can with all cruise lines from the Arctic to the Antarctic. and we have many Arctic cruises, Canada, South America, and all the way around the world to Australia, New Zealand.
Where's the most exotic or most exciting place you've been?
Oh,
I know you're well travelled.
Exciting. Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
It's on my list, but I'm a bit scared of the big spiders.
Well, you should be.
Yeah, I should be. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about being on board. What entertains us?
Entertainment is a key element of the cruise experience, and we have a dedicated team of entertainers. Every night there will be a production show or guest entertainer, and these production shows are virtually West End standard. They're usually 3/4 of an hour shows, condensed, and that will be the core of the evening. But then, depending on the size of the ship, because we have a variety of sizes of ships, there will be other entertainment opportunities with, maybe a jazz bar, small groups, singing, cabaret, right through to disco in the late night. So there's a big variety. Classical, lot of people like that. We have classical duets, violinist and pianist, people like that chill out, and so it's a big variety, something for everyone.
Let's move on to food, because cruising and food, scoffing and eating, goes hand in hand for me. The experience of dining on a cruise is next to nothing, really. It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, across the board, whichever cruise line you choose, you're gonna have good food. As you mentioned in the introduction, we will have British favourites and international, but we will gear things to what we feel is a British palate, because certainly in excess of 95% of our passengers are British. But yes, it is around the clock.
So you could eat from as soon as your head lifts off the pillow to as soon as your head flops back on the pillow?
You really could.
Good stuff, I like that.
We have, we don't have any restaurant that's open 24/7. There are timings for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. And then there are the speciality events, the midnight buffet, the captain's gala, all of those. People don't go hungry.
Oh, good to know. What about if you have dietary requirements? Maybe you celiac, you're gluten-free, lactose intolerant, vegetarian. Yeah. Can you still be catered for?
Absolutely. Long as people tell us in advance so that we know that. We note that through to the ship, and they do it. And we get very good feedback from people, particularly vegetarians. A lot of vegetarians. We get very positive feedback that it was a nice variety of food. Very often in a standard restaurant, that you're fighting, if you're a vegetarian, to find something on the menu, and then it's a bit boring, even though the rest of the food in that restaurant's really, really nice. But yes, no problems at all with dietary requests.
It's just letting people know ahead of time.
It's just letting us know in advance.
So you have sea days as well, which people might think, oh, I'm at sea all day and all night, how dull, how boring. Is that the case? Can you get bored on a sea day?
No, obviously if the weather's great, fantastic, you're going to be out on the deck space, maybe using the pool, jacuzzis, fabulous, the day will just go. But even if the weather's not so good, then of course we'll still put on, there'll be more entertainment and activities going on those sea days than we would have when we're at a port, because generally most people will get off. So on those sea days, there will be from 9 o'clock in the morning until midnight, there will be entertainment, activities, we have lecturers on board practically all of our cruises. There'll be port destination talks. Craft is hugely popular now. So we have one, maybe two crafters. Bridge and cards, very popular as well again. So no, people don't. And in fact, people I've been on, and it's like, oh, I want to go and do that, but then that starts halfway through it, and you're almost, which do I go to? So, yeah, plenty to entertain you.
On those sea days, you could perhaps as well take the opportunity to visit the spa, have a bit of pampering, which is always nice. On holiday, you deserve it. Absolutely,
yeah. They are the busiest days for the spa.
So you need to be organised.
You need to be organised, and I would say to anybody, because very often sailing from the UK, the very first day will be spent at sea. So when you get on board, when you first embark, straight away, go to the wellness centre and book up your treatment for that first day, because that will be busy otherwise.
OK, so it's the sea days that are busy.
Sea days are busy. So, and the days before the captain's cocktail party, the hairdressers will be round.
Oh, OK, this is good to know.
So those
you're saying straight on, straight to there to
get yourself booked up, and then you're done. But great. And you know, yes, of course. You know, ladies will use hairdressers regularly anyway, not just when they go on a cruise. But as far as the wellness, spa treatments, those things perhaps people don't treat themselves to in the normal way. So this is a great opportunity. When it's, oh, I haven't got time to go and do that. More, you know, you're relaxed, you're on holiday, and you can really, really enjoy it. So
that's what holidays are all about. We must remember that. We mustn't ever kick ourselves that, you know, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be doing anything. We should be going to the spa. That's what we should be doing.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about first-time cruisers.
Yes.
You know, we're trying to whet their appetite.
Yes.
Where would you suggest? Would you suggest a mini cruise maybe, or where should they cruise from? Any tips would be gratefully received.
Yeah, I mean, the variety of things. Most cruise lines that sail from the UK do offer short cruises, 3-night, 4-night cruises, maybe to European cities, which are great for first timers. We actually offer the opportunity for people to visit our ship for a lunch and to see a show, or to come in the evening for dinner and see a show and stay overnight. Only happens at certain times of the year, but for people that have never been on a cruise ship before, it's a great opportunity to step on board, have a look around, see exactly what it's like, get a taste of the food, the entertainment, and see if this is something, and it doesn't move. You know, it's just there in port, but it's a great taster. But for me, the real benchmark cruise is the Norwegian fjords, because geographically, we're close enough for a 6-night or 7-night cruise to the fjords, and you can perhaps visit two fjords with a variety of ports and see some truly spectacular scenery. And it is cruising at its best, to actually be out on deck and to be surrounded by this majestic scenery, you know, crashing waterfalls. It really takes your breath away, and really unquestionably people who experience that say, well, if this is cruising, that's I'm back for more.
Well, I couldn't sum it up better myself. Thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. You'll have to come back, because you are my best friend of the show.
Oh, Gemma, thank you.
I don't say that to everybody. Now, just a quick reminder about this before we do head off. It's our first time guide to cruise holidays. It's absolutely free of charge. Just give us a call, 03330 216. Calls will be charged at standard national rates. And don't forget, you can also ask for a copy through our website, www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, where you can also get in touch with your questions for future programmes. That's all we've got time for on today's edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. My huge thanks to Mike Hall, and thanks to you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.